Well, hey there, everyone. It is Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. And oh my gosh, look at me. I'm at the crafting table. Can you believe it? It's crazy. I have not done a whip and chat at a table. I don't even remember. I don't even remember how long it's been, but it's been quite some time. Maybe a year at least. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's definitely been since I've moved into this house, I think. I think I've done some live streams while I was working on a project with Jade over the spring, but as far as like a sit down normal video, it's been a while. And now I'm noticing how horrible my placement is now that you're up close and looking at it. Now I'm being critical. Well, hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Today, I wanted to do kind of a whip and chat, but it's with a specific topic in mind. But before we dive into all of that, topic or topics in mind, before we dive into all that, let me quickly do the whip and chat stuff before I forget. My apologies if the camera angle looks weird. My normal tripod broke when I moved into this place, so I have my little mini travel one, and getting this angle set up with this tripod was kind of a mess. And so you can see the arm of the tripod down here. I may try to cut that off in editing. I don't know. If the camera falls over at any point, I will fix it and we'll keep going. It is hanging on by a thread, teetering on this tripod. Very interesting setup. So if I decide that I want to do more whip and chats in the future, I may need to figure out a different setup to do overhead filming. I'll have to do some research, but this probably isn't sustainable, but it should work for today. As far as what I'm using, I've got I'm working on Medi, which is my kit for Muka Mania, which is the event that I'm hosting through November and December. I'm looking at it upside down, so that's why you can see it right side up. I'm not sure how I'll end up editing all this, but I have it upside down. This is the very top of the kit. This is the top left-hand corner, and I'm working my way down to meet myself in the middle. So I'd say I'm about 65% done with this kit at this point, but I have this big section to work on, so I thought I'd bring you along with me. This is from Jaded Gem Shop. It's a 60 by 180 centimeter round drill canvas with 62 colors, no special enhancement drills. My tray is from Mooney Made. This is one of my little custom single and placing Mooney Made trays. I forget which color this is, but it comes with the stopper and the lid. The pen that I'm using is from Diamond Pen Pal. It's one of their awesome flat-backed diamond painting pens. I've got a single placer and a 5-placer from Diamond Art Club. It's their most recent metal tips. It has been so long since I've done one of these. I'm nervous. And I put lotion on because my hands were so dry, and now they're all slippery. But at least you don't have to see dry, ashy hands. The putty that I'm using is actually the first time I'll be using it. It's from the Creativity Squirrel, and this is the Flowers, which is a Muka Mania special edition scented diamond art putty from the Creativity Squirrel. So make sure to check them out. Between now and the end of the year, December 31st, you can get a 10% off your entire purchase, including these special edition putties, using the code Muka Mania 2024. All one word, all caps, and it's 2024. So yeah. So let me open this again. Oh, lotion hands. Okay, I might have to go wipe my hands. I put a little too much lotion on. So I'm going to go ahead and load up my diamond painting pen here. Ooh, that smells so good. It's like a bright floral. I love it. It's not too perfumey or powdery. It's like the perfect kind of floral that I like. I'm not super into like powdery rose scents necessarily, so I like the fact that this is a little bit more fresh and clean. So that's going in my single and multi-placer. Sometimes with the Creativity Squirrel putty in my single placer specifically with round drills, because they kind of get up in the single placer a little bit more than my squares, sometimes the putty will pull out. So if that happens, I'll just reload it or I'll grab a different putty. It just depends on sometimes the scent, on the temperature in my room. It's not made specifically for single placers. Most people don't load putty in their single placers, but I like to put it in everything. That way I'm not having to switch stuff out. Just keep that in mind. So it's not a defect of the product. It's just I use it in a way that a lot of people wouldn't. I like to have one putty for everything, so I try to just make it work. But yeah, there's certain putty brands that do better in my single placer than others. But and like I said, sometimes with round drills, it's a little bit harder because they get in that single placer more than squares. So, okay, what are we talking about today, Anthony? So I've done this I did this last year, and I'm going to do it again this year. I wanted to do a best of diamond painting, or an Anthony's favorites for 2024 video. Last year I did it as a tag question video, meaning I'll tag some other content creators and ask them to do this questionnaire as well. So I'm doing it again this year. I did streamline it a little bit this time around. Last year I had, I believe, 10 questions. And this year I have 8. So hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to check one thing that will be part of one of my answers to the tag questions, and so we're good now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with my first color here, and then we'll dive into it. So my first color is 3865, and that's the kind of little, I call it the like kind of the cheeky smile symbol. It's like the 2 dots with the little swish by it. It looks kind of like a little half smile to me, or a sideways smile. There's one down here. Okay. It's been so long since I have filmed while diamond painting, so my apologies if there's like awkward pauses and stuff. I will do my best to try to diamond paint while I chat. I'm rusty. It's been a long time. Okay, so these are all questions in regards to like your best of, worst of, everything in between questions. And then the last 2 are kind of just somewhat related, but there's 8 of them in total. So let's dive in. The first question that I wrote down is my favorite diamond painting kit of the year. This could be a completed kit or a whip. I encourage everyone to join in on this tag questions. So if you have a YouTube channel, I'd love to hear your responses on a video. Or if you want to do them via Instagram and just at me on it, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Whether or not you have a YouTube channel or not, I'd love to hear your thoughts on things. So I'll read the questions and then the answer, and I will type the questions in the description box of this video. So if you do want to participate, you're more than welcome to. But I will shout out a couple or tag a couple people at the end that I really like to hear their responses. So yeah, first question is favorite diamond painting kit of the year, either something that you've completed or that is a current whip. And my answer is, this one actually, I flipped through all my finishes and it was hard to pick, but I went ahead and picked Inspiration Peak by Eau Claire Studio and Diamond Art Club. I finished that one kind of late summer this year, and it is a tall panel, round drill panel, with a whole mess of colors. And the reason I picked that one is because of where it fell in the year as far as my mood with diamond painting. I had just come off of finishing Summer with the Masters, and I had a couple of rough experiences with my Summer with the Masters kits that I had selected. So I was feeling a little down in the dumps about diamond painting because I just wasn't having a lot of fun. And so I decided to pick that kit up because it was round drill. It had a lot of bright colors. I was able to use a bunch of enhancements on that kit, and it really was just a good reset of my mood to get back into the swing of things with diamond painting. I just needed a good quality, well done project that was fairly easy to work up, that I didn't have to fuss with too much. And so, of course, I reached for Diamond Art Club as kind of my, old faithful diamond painting shop to work with. And that project just really brought me out of the funk I was in regards to diamond painting. So, and it turned out fantastic. I have it hanging in the living room. I will insert a picture of it in the living room for you so you can take a look. But yeah, it just brought me out of my funk, got me excited and happy to be diamond painting again, and just kind of rekindled my love of the craft when I was having kind of a bummer time with a couple canvases. So yeah, that is my favorite project that I finished in 2024. And yeah, I've had, hopefully I'll be able to finish this by the end of the year, but I've had fewer kits done this year than I have, I think, since I started diamond painting. This might be the fewest kits I've done in a year, which I was a little bummed out about, but it makes sense given some of the issues I've had with some kits and some time that I spent on projects that I ended up not finishing. So it kind of makes sense. I just, and I don't want to hold myself to always doing more, because, life happens. So I think I'm on track to maybe have 13 finishes this year. I think last year I had 18, and then the year before that I think I had like 15 or 16. So a little bit of a slower year in 2024, but we'll see what next year looks like. So yeah, that's my question number 1. Question number 2, favorite diamond painting event of the year, and what kit did you work on for that event? So it's kind of a 2 questions in 1. I'm always biased with this question. I was last year, because really the only events that I've participated in the past couple years have been events that I've either co-hosted. So last year, the first time I did this tag question, my answer was Summer with the Masters, because that's really the only event I actively participated in last year. I'm not much for joining events, to be honest. I mean, now that I have been doing my own, I typically, devote my time to that. And then other than that, I'm just kind of diamond painting whatever I'd like. Maybe 2025 will change that for me, where I pick a couple events that I'm not a part of in an official way to join in on. We'll see. There's been a couple that people have mentioned to me, like, oh, you should join this event, but I don't like being tied down with a specific project to work on, or a specific timeline, unless it's something that I'm like doing myself, if that makes sense. And I've really come to enjoy hosting and co-hosting. So anyway, so I'm a little bit biased, but this year is a little different. My favorite event / paint along was the A Question of Reality paint along that I did in late summer, after Summer with the Masters. I'd say that was my favorite one. I love Summer with the Masters, don't get me wrong. That will always be one of my, all-time favorites. But this was the first time that I actually flew solo during some sort of like paint along or event. And it was the first time that I really got to put my own like stank on the theming, and it was just kind of like my own gig. And I really had a lot of fun. I feel like it really unlocked a little extra bit of creativity in me as far as like the content creation. As far as like the music was done by, partially done by my brother, which was really special for me. I got a chance to do a really cool crossover live chat, or a crossover chat with Rachel and Mr. Ray from Rachel Ray and their kind of Theory Tuesday series, kind of do a little crossover there. So it was really cool to collaborate with some another content creator, and just, I don't know, I just had an absolute blast that entire time. I just had so much fun with that little project and that paint along, and I really enjoyed the finished kit as well. Probably one of the most detailed projects that I've done maybe ever. And so it was just a blast. I loved every second of it. It was so much fun, and I would absolutely do something like that again. Oops, my funnel's missing. Where are you? Here you are. I'd absolutely do something like that again, and it was just different than anything I've ever done before, and sparked my interest for doing maybe some more little paint-alongs with specific pieces of artwork that I'm a fan of, that kind of thing. So yeah, and so it was a Question of Reality paint-along, so obviously the kit was A Question of Reality by Christopher Lavelle and Diamond Art Club. So yeah, that's my favorite event, and that's the kit that I worked on for it. Let's get our next color, 61 here. All right. Okay. Let's get a couple of these down. I'm so bad at diamond painting while talking. I am not able to keep both going at once. Okay, there's that. It's like the little Wi-Fi symbol. There's some here. Okay, let's get to the next question. So you're not just sitting in silence with me while I hunt and peck. It's easier to talk when you're doing color blocking, but when you're doing little hunting and pecking confetti, which, hello, Jaded Gem Shop, it's going to be a lot of that. Okay, so that was my second question. Question number 3, what's your favorite diamond painting shop of the year? You can, for those that are going to be responding to this, include as many as you'd like, honorable mentions, whatever. So I kind of have this broken down into like a couple different categories. So my favorite overall diamond painting shop, if you had to pick one diamond painting shop to shop from for the rest of your life and you couldn't shop anywhere else, what would it be? And for me, it's going to be the same as last year, and the ribbon goes to Jaded Gem Shop. I just think Jaded Gem Shop still, even after it being my favorite of this category last year, still is kind of the leader in customization and options. And I think that's why Jaded Gem Shop ends up being at the top of my list every time, because no one's really been able to replicate that kind of business model in terms of ordering and in terms of customization. So you can hop over to Jaded Gem Shop and get a cross-stitch conversion done. You can get a custom done. You can request that an image be hand-rendered at an extra charge if you so choose. You can pick almost all of the images are available in round and in square. You can add glitter drills, fairy dust drills, crystals, ABs. You can add all of that stuff. You can pick from a variety of different sizes, bigger sizes of the same kit. You can do crops of a particular kit. You can really do anything and everything to an image to have it turned into a diamond painting over on Jaded Gem Shop. So just the breadth of customization is why I think it would be something that I could live with just on its own, because I could get a custom, I could get a cross-stitch conversion, I could get a little snack size kit, I can get a giant 60 by 180, I could get the same kit in a round or a square, add enhancements. There's just a myriad of different options, which is really the only shop that kind of offers that much choice and selection, which is really awesome. And then, of course, Jade is a crafty pal that I've been lucky enough to be, crafty friends with for quite some time. And I got to co-host the Jaded Jamboree with her earlier this year. So yeah, just really awesome business owner and business setup. I'm just so thankful that she decided to start a diamond painting business, and the quality of the materials, like these drills, the canvas material, the adhesive, the symbol clarity, everything's really just on point. So you really can't go wrong with a Jaded Gem Shop kit. So for the second year running, Jaded Gem Shop is my favorite overall diamond painting shop that I have ever purchased from. So yeah, I'd say now my stash is probably Diamond Art Club is the most kits in my stash from a single shop, but Jaded Gem Shop is definitely number 2 as far as how many diamond paintings I've purchased from a particular shop. So yeah, Jaded Gem Shop, woo woo woo. Okay, then in addition to that, I wanted to mention 3 other shops that I frequent a lot, and I would consider my favorites for some specific reasons. Jaded Gem Shop's kind of the overall favorite because that shop covers all of the things that are my favorites. But when we want to talk about like 1 or 2 things that I really love, there's some other very awesome standout shops. So the first one is Diamond Painting Shop, Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shop, a sponsor of Mookamania, or the sponsor of Mookamania, I should say. Absolutely fantastic canvases right out of the gate when Rosa kind of first started her shop. Right away, just fantastic quality. Just kind of hit it out of the park day one, which is pretty rare, and just awesome quality of products. You're going to have some majority hand-rendered pieces, some partially hand-rendered pieces that do have a little bit of computer rendering left in if it makes sense for the image, but the majority of what you're going to find is hand charting there, which is a very time-consuming process that requires a lot of skill. So that's awesome that Rosa's able to make that happen over at Diamond Painting Shop. The pricing, I think, is very, very fair, very reasonable, and I would consider it kind of on the more affordable side of things when it comes to your smaller, more niche shops. And the quality of the materials is also very, very nice. Fantastic drills, everything's resin, fantastic canvas material, symbol clarity, all that stuff. But I think where Rosa really shines for me is in those hand renderings that are just done beautifully and very intentionally, and you can just tell the time and effort that's been put into those. So if you like a hand rendered canvas with a nice variety, lots of different options, and I think you'll really like Diamond Painting Shop. And the affordability, I think, is there too, in my opinion. So Diamond Painting Shop is right up there with some of my favorites. Let's see, do we have any other ends? Nope. Okay, 1 drill for that color. Okay, then we have the Creativity Squirrel, which is another awesome small shop based out of Australia. Hi, Bex, another crafty friend. And I love the Creativity Squirrel because that shop not only has some amazing diamond painting canvases or diamond painting kits, but has some wonderful putty like the flowers scented putty that I'm using right now. Some waxes, some really great enhancement drills, a lot of different fun things to be had over at the Creativity Squirrel, but the kits are really on point too. I've yet to complete a kit from the Creativity Squirrel, but I have a whip right now, which is called Cresting from Hannah over at Iterations Crafts, and those square resin drills from the Creativity Squirrel are fantastic. I'd say some of my favorites, if not maybe my new favorite square resin drills. They're just really, really good. Very minimal trash. They're just beautifully faceted, very high quality. So I'm loving that project. I can't wait to share more as I get back to working on it. I kind of set it aside in favor of trying to get this project done for Mookamania, but when I come back around to it, you'll be hearing me sing some praises about the Creativity Squirrel's drills. And shipping from Australia is surprisingly fast from Bex over at the Creativity Squirrel, so make sure to check them out. So those are kind of my top shops in regards to diamond painting kits and materials and products, or materials, canvas, that type of thing. Jaded Gem Shop, Diamond Painting Shop, and the Creativity Squirrel. When it comes to just one last favorite shop for kits, I'm going to mention Diamond Art Club. I feel like I don't have to mention them. They're kind of well known as kind of the gold standard for like the larger shops. Of course, I frequent Diamond Art Club for canvases and stuff. They'll always be a favorite just in terms of something I can rely on. Probably the most affordable shop that I shop from in terms of pricing. So there's a lot to love there, but I wanted to give some extra love to some of those smaller shops that have really blown me away with how well they're doing. So Jaded Gem Shop, Diamond Painting Shop, and the Creativity Scroll. Thank you so much for your hard work and everything that you do. And then I wanted to touch on just a couple accessory categories. So as far as my favorite diamond painting trays, it's still and will probably always be Mooney Made, because I found the Mooney Made trays to be the perfect wall height for me, the perfect size for me. Awesome colors. I love these magic or kind of special gradient colors. These are the only trays I use. I don't use any others. I've tried using others and I use them maybe for a little bit, but I always end up going back to these. I ended up giving away all of my trays, or I'm planning on giving away all my trays from other shops. And so all I'll have left is Mooney Made trays. And I don't really shop for trays anymore, unless these were to wear, the grooves were somehow able to wear down at a certain point, or something were to happen, I'd replace it with another Mooney Made tray. But I don't even have any other shops for trays on my radar. I'm done. I'm kind of set. So I've tried others, but I always end up coming back to my Mooney Made trays. They're just kind of the perfect everything for me. So yeah. As far as my favorite diamond painting pen, I only use one kind of pen, and I'll extrapolate on this in a few upcoming question. But right now I'm using pens from Diamond Pen Pal, and I really, really like them. This is one of them. I like the chubby pens, the thicker ones. I find it more comfortable to have a thicker pen in my hand. And I love the fact that it has the flat bottom, so when you set it down on the table, it doesn't roll away. I thought that was a little gimmicky at first, but it is very helpful to not have to like chase your pen around as it starts to roll away from you. So I really, really like them. Very comfortable. I've been very happy with everything from Diamond Pen Pal. I only have 2 pens from them because I kind of went back to not wanting to collect any diamond painting pens and just have like a couple standards that I use, and that's really about it. So I think I have, actually I might have 3 from them. Hold on. No, I lied. So yeah, I only have 2 pens in my stash. All other pens have been given away or thrown away. So this is my other Diamond Pen Pal pen. So I alternate between these 2. I usually come back to this one. I think the grooves are like the churning is the same, but for whatever reason I end up just sticking with this one. But I do have 2, and I think I'm going to probably keep it at 2. I might pick up one more for taking pictures of my canvases with matching accessories. I might try to find one that has more of like either a pink and green or a pink and yellow, just a different color setup, because right now I'm kind of living in this purple teal era, but I'd like to get maybe one other one. But I'm not trying to amass too many pens because I really don't switch out my pens that often. I really just use the other colors for like photo purposes. And that's kind of the same with my trays, my diamond painting trays. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11 Mooney Made trays in this large size. And the only reason I pick another color is just because I feel like I should, so they're not just sitting there collecting dust. Otherwise, I use them when I'm like taking start photos for Instagram, and that's really about it. So I've kind of learned that I could get by with 1 pen and 1 tray and just use them until they break or something. I don't need to have like a ton of pens or a ton of trays. That's not me. I'm not a collector of those types of things. This is very much functional for me as opposed to like aesthetic. Let's see. Was that all of our Ks? I think so. Okay, cool. All right, 1 second. All right, we had a little bit of a shifting camera while I was talking. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I'm doing the best I can with this weird little setup, but I think that's it for this color. I haven't been announcing which DMCs I've been using. My apologies. I just finished using 841, and I'm about to move into 414, just as a heads up. Okie dokie. All right, so let me grab that color while we're here. 10. This is so weird for me not being on a walk or a hike while we're chatting. But I wanted to make it a little bit more of a quiet setting so I could, cover each topic and not get distracted and not be huffing and puffing. I just thought it'd be nice to sit down. And if you like this style, if you prefer this or would like to see me do more of these, let me know. I can carve out some time to try to do some more just sit and whip in chats, but my heart wants to be walking. And so does my baby over here. I think that was it for that color. That was fast. The next one we're using is 317. Okay, so the next question, the next little subtopic under shops is my favorite putty right now. This was a tough one because I do have an all-time favorite putty, and it was my favorite from last year, and it's Mary Mud. But Mary has been kind of on a hiatus with her kiddo coming late last year. Yeah. And has been kind of on a hiatus since then. I hope she decides to come back and grace us with some more amazing products. So that still, I'd say, is my favorite because I have such a giant stash of Mary Mud sitting around that as long as, I have enough to last me years of Mary Mud in my stash. So that is my current go-to for just overall my favorite putty because it works really well in my single and multi-placer. I love the colors and the scents and the designs and stuff. Just a really nice product. But I didn't want to pick something that hasn't even really been something that's been released in the past year, or that you can't go get new Mary Mud. You can get it in D stashes and stuff like that, but it's not a product that's available to you today to just purchase straight from the shop. So even though I will still say that's the one I reach for the most, it's what I have the most of, I have been, because Mary's been on this hiatus, I have been experimenting with some other putties throughout the year. And my favorite of those, of the putties that I've tried and that you can go and get your hands on right now, would have to go back to the Creativity Squirrel. This putty here from the Creativity Squirrel, it's what I'm using right now, is fantastic, really nice scents, works well in my single and multi-placer, and I'm a pretty heavy placer. So it works well for me. Certain scents, I think, have a little bit more fragrance oil than others. So especially in the summer, it almost seemed like the putty was sweating a little bit. And so I'd single place and the putty would pop out because I think the oils were just sitting on the surface of the putty a little bit. But I've seen that happen with a couple other brands as well, or a couple other types of putty. And it's not with every scent, and I'm not running into any issues. And that's also because we're in fall, winter time, and it's colder in the house, so I'm not having any problems, but it is the best that I've used other than Mary Mud in terms of the scents and how well it works in my single and multi-placer. I just really, really like it. So, and it's something you can snag today if you so choose. But I've used some other ones. I've used the Rose Mud. I've used some from, let's see, Rose Mud. What else do I have in here? From Butterfly Effect Wares, I have one. I've used the Jaded Gem Tack, the Jaded Gem Shop Putty previously as well. But I like the Creativity Squirrel Putty the best out of that grouping. So I've used some other ones too, like the Ribbit Stick It, I think it's called. And then I used some, a few other shops. I'd say I've probably tried 7 or 8 different putties this year, and the Creativity Squirrel Putty is definitely my favorite out of the bunch. So, yeah. So the Creativity Squirrel, favorite putty of the year. And then last one is favorite storage containers of the year. So those were the four subcategories: trays, pens, putty, and now storage. My favorite storage has been is currently and probably will always be Art Dot. The Art Dot round storage container sets. This is what I'm working with right now. They come in these little containers and they come in zippered storage cases. I always go with the zippered storage cases. I love the fact that they're in twistable containers. They feel locked and sealed when I'm all done with them. I'm not worried about drills leaking or spilling out or not being sealed properly. I label my containers based off of their serial number on the canvas. So on the legend, oops, sorry, this thing is so delicate. So for instance, here with Medi, here's my legend. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, labeled 1 through 62 colors, right? So that's what I label my storage off of, is that 1 through how many colors there are. I don't worry about the DMC code. I don't worry about the symbol. So when I look at the canvas and it says, I'm so sorry. I'm not kidding. This thing is like, I breathe on it wrong and it'll shift because it's very awkwardly balanced. So for instance, let's say I needed the hashtag. That's symbol number 1. I go over here. So I would look in the canvas, it says hashtag. I'm like, okay, hashtag is number 1. That's container number 1. So there's that color. So that's how I diamond paint. I don't look at the symbols aren't on my storage whatsoever. And it might seem like an extra step to a lot of people. Like you're looking at the symbol, then checking the number, then going to your storage container, but it works better in my head than looking here for hashtag and then going and looking at all my containers and being like, where's the hashtag? Where's the hashtag? The numbered system is just better for me. So that's why I like the Art Dots, because I can do that easily. These are easy release Avery stickers. I'll show you. Those they're like the little yard sale stickers or whatever for our filing. They're easy peel color coding labels. I use these because they peel off of my containers without leaving a residue or any sticker behind. And so they're easy to take off when I'm kitting down, all that good stuff. So that is my current setup and I love it. I will always stick to it. And we'll circle back to that here in just a second. But yeah, Art Dot, hooray, you win. Specifically their screw top round containers sets. They have drawers that have these same containers. Love those. Okay, cool. So that was question number 3, but it had different parts. Your favorite overall shop for diamond painting kits, your favorite for trays, your favorite for pens, your favorite for putty or wax, and then your favorite for storage. So that could all be the same shop. If you're like, I get all of that from Diamond Art Club, then there you go. So yeah, that's question number 3. Question number 4, your favorite artist of the year. Let me go ahead and get our next color. This is our and sign. And that's going to be 3834. This one is very full. So what I'll probably do is just take my little lotioned hand and just pull out just a couple, because I won't be able to get them back in without having to pick a bunch off the table, because that container is full. There you go, back in your home. Okay. All right, so my favorite artist of the year. This was tough because last year I picked, the winner was Hannah over at Iterations Craft, so I felt like I should pick modern digital living artists as my favorite to give them some love and give them a shout out. But I was trying to think back of like what artist this year was I just so happy about and so invested in and just really excited about. And it's Alphonse Mucha. It's Alphonse Mucha this year. I've been aware of Mucha since I started diamond painting, so I was definitely a fan back in 2020 and 2023, but my love for Mucha really kicked off this year in earnest because I kind of did a little focus on Mucha for Summer with the Masters. And then now I'm currently doing a whole diamond painting event celebrating Mucha and his artwork for Mucha Mania. So of course it's going to be Alphonse Mucha. It's so weird. When I first got into diamond painting, I was not that big of a fan of old masters artwork, or I mean, I appreciated it, but I wasn't like invested or knew much about it. I was like, oh, Mona Lisa looks cool. Oh, Venus looks cool. Oh, this looks cool. But I'm not like, I don't know any backstory. I'm not interested in any backstory. The history of it all just really wasn't my bag. But once I started diamond painting and participated in some with the masters in 2022, I really just fell in love. And early on, Muka to me was kind of like, oh, everybody likes Muka. Muka's kind of the pumpkin spice latte of old masters artists and artwork. So at first I kind of had a reverse reaction to Muka. I'm like, okay, here we go. Someone else is posting about their Muka that they're working on. Okay, we get it. But then as I started paying more attention to the artwork and learned a little bit more about his story and the history, and I just started falling in love with not only him as an artist and the artwork, but just kind of the life and times and just the era that he lived in, and that just kind of Parisian history of the late 1800s, early 1900s. was just really cool. So I'm a Muka fan through and through now. I'm more curious and interested in some of his work outside of advertising and the panels and stuff, like his the Slav Epic series that he did. I ordered a kit from Jaded Gem Shop that's kind of the keystone piece of the Slav Epic. I think it's called Apotheosis of the Slavs. So once that comes in, I will be doing an unboxing of that and probably starting to work on it sooner than later. I say that about a lot of projects, but I really do want to see that one come together because it's so different than his normal panels that he does. So, but clearly I like Muka. I'm currently working on a Muka during an event about Alphonse Muka that I'm hosting. I'm a fan of Muka. I'm a Muka convert for sure. And so I've just spent a lot of time learning about his life and learning about his world and a lot of time working on his artwork in the form of a diamond painting that, of course, it's my favorite of the year. So I love you, Alphonse Muka. And I know a lot of people do too. So Muka, my favorite artist of 2024. Let's go to color 16, which is going to be DMC 550, one of my favorite colors. All right, so moving on, we're going to question number 5. Your favorite video that you uploaded this year. And if you're not a content creator, your favorite video that you've seen from a diamond painting content creator of the year. This one actually was pretty easy. As soon as I started to try to get into my own head of like, what should it be? It immediately came to mind. And that would be my water world video that I filmed over the summer. That was such a blast to put together. I've done a lot of fun videos, like the historical videos and the parody video, which we'll touch on here in just a second. The parody video, and what else? If I mentioned the Halloween video, that was also a lot of fun. There's been a lot of fun videos. I love doing hikes and stuff, but that Waterworld video, getting to like be there with my friends and just kind of live a little nostalgia, live in some nostalgia for a little bit and just having fun at the water park and being able to bring you along on some of the rides and stuff. Come on now, what are we talking about? It was a blast. It was an absolute blast. I had so much fun. If I could do that every day and just not even talk about diamond painting, but just to get to go to different theme parks and water parks and stuff and bring you on rides and have a blast, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, so much fun. I love it. So yeah, that was easily my favorite video that I did this year. Question mark is 17. We just start moving over to 554. So yeah. Okay. So, number 6 in this question, I'll preface this by saying, if you do decide that you want to do these tag questions, you can do all of them. You can do some of them. You can cherry pick which questions you want to answer or are willing to answer. I did this question last year. I'm phrasing it a little bit differently this year. And again, if this isn't a topic that you want to talk about or you don't have anything that falls into this category, you're welcome to skip right past it and move to the next one. But I did try to phrase it in a way that maybe there will be something that everyone would be willing to share. So number 6 is your biggest diamond painting flop of the year. So this can be anything that wasn't ideal. A poor experience with a kit or a product, a poor experience with a shop or customer service, something that you let yourself down on. Maybe you wanted to get a project done but you didn't, whatever it is that was kind of like a want for you, this would be the biggest one of the year. That you can recall, or anyone, whatever. It's just, let's get a little candid here. Let's get a little uncomfortable. That's fine. I have a couple, you know me. As much stuff that I like to talk about that's going well, I'm going to be transparent about the things that don't go or didn't go so well. So this year I have a couple. Let's see. I've got them here. Okay, so let's start with the easiest to talk about to least easiest to talk about. My first flop for me was the Diamond Art Club storage trays. I have it sitting right over here next to me. I've got phases from You May Art kitted into it. Like I said, I'm a diehard art dot storage container person. That's the first type of storage system I bought when I started diamond painting, and it will be the only ones that I ever buy. As long as they keep making them, I will keep using what I have and potentially getting more. I just don't like those flip top storage like tray things. Let me grab. Oh no. Sorry. I told you it's very delicate. What did I get caught on? Oh, I think I just got the rug just kind of got caught. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. It kind of got caught under my office chair, and that moved the carpet, moved the table. Like I said, this thing's, you could put a feather on it and it'll fall over. Okay, let me just reach. So here she is. Don't like it. Okay, so here are my gripes. So I don't like the fact that you have to like get in here with your fingers to grab it. For whatever reason, I just don't like that feeling of it being so close to my nail, that little piece under there, or it touching my nail here. I just don't, So I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I have to put my nail under to pop it open. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that this doesn't really open all of the way. I really got to pry it open. And then the amount of, you can see just in this one, the amount of static that these containers like to hold on to is just kind of awful. It's way more than my round, or with my art.storage containers. So I don't like that. I don't like the fact that some of these are too small for me to put my little Avery stickers on. The smallest size, I can't put an Avery sticker there. I think even the medium size is too small for me to put an Avery sticker. The only ones that'll work on are the biggest size, so that gets on my nerves. So I have to put the legend stickers on here, and this is like a different language to me. It's so annoying to have to look for the symbols. I don't like the fact that one of the colors over here, the back of this back part ended up not sealing completely, and it kind of popped out. So drills started coming out. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's some sitting in there. It's one of these two colors. I think it's this one. But yeah, for whatever reason, when I closed it, I think there was some drills that were jammed up in there and ended up pulling the back off. So as I went to go put it in, drills started falling out. It's just not, I don't care for any of this. So yeah, that's my first flop. And I'm sure it works for a lot of people. I think it's really similar to the Elizabeth Ward set. So I know people swear by this style of container. It's just not what I'm used to, and I'm not willing to adjust. So no thank you. No knock to Diamond Art Club. I'm sure a lot of people really love them. They're just not for me. I don't like the fact that I don't have, like with my little art dot thing, little zippered storage case, I can pop this open and it's got this little this little webbed thing. I can put my legend back here. I can put my mini sticker back here, a roll of washi tape. I can put a tray and a pen and tweezers in here if I'm traveling. Like, this just makes so much more sense. And it's zipper, so you can keep it nice and close. It's got a handle on it. I mean, why try to mess with that? So anyway, that's my first flop, the easiest one to talk about. Second one for me, it would be my experience with the Diamond Art Emporium. I just had, and this was fairly recent. Real quick, I'm moving to 27, and that's DMC 762. Yeah, just had a really weird experience with that shop. They just, I don't know. I just had a really weird, odd experience with that shop. Tried to go above and beyond what I normally do when I have issues with a rendering or product. I actually, reached out to the shop and talked through my concerns, and they kind of gave me some feedback on what they were willing to do to resolve them. But then when push came to shove, I was kind of put in a position where it felt like I was getting special treatment, I think. The above and beyond came because I have a YouTube channel, but that was never part of our communication. I wasn't saying, I expect you to do this because I have a YouTube channel, but it was almost like the message I got back was, the only reason I'm doing this for you is because you have a YouTube channel and I expect you to create some content now that I'm helping you, resolving your concerns. It was just weird. So I've always kind of had my guard up a little bit when it comes to working, or it comes to communicating with small shops. And I kind of let my guard down a little bit in this instance, and I was kind of proven that I should keep that guard up. So yeah, that's kind of all I'll say about it. It was kind of funny because I said I did eat my words in a sense, because the shop owner told me that they would refund me on that kit if basically they're going to keep the replacement kit, and they'd refund me on that, because the kit that I actually got initially I was not going to work on, I was not happy with. So they're like, we'll either replace it or we'll keep the replacement, we'll refund you. So they ended up keeping the replacement. I never got it. Never got a message back from the shop owner after I told them that they could keep it, but they also never refunded me. And I did say in a vlog, I was like, you know what, at this point, you can just keep my money. We'll call it a loss, as if that's what it takes to not have to communicate with you anymore. That'll be a win in my book. Well, they took me to task on that, and they didn't send me the replacement kit and didn't refund me. So they kind of gave me a little middle finger there, which, whatever, it's fine, But that just kind of makes me laugh. It's like, oh, they decided to take me up on that and decided to keep my money. But I personally would never shop there again, just after my experience. So, yeah. And then the last one. So, if you recall, earlier in the year, over the spring, I made a little parody video, basically launching my own diamond painting putty. And I did like a whole, we're going to go into the mountains and find this all-natural diamond, this all-natural putty ingredient that I've discovered, blah, blah, blah. Then I moved into kind of a parody of a commercial, as seen on TV kind of commercial. 50s commercial is kind of what I was trying to emulate. And then the last part, it was the whole story was I discovered this diamond painting putty product, putty ingredient, created my own business, and then it cuts to two people filming a video about how my product sucks, or I stole the idea, blah, 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 blah. So it was kind of it was a full circle. And then the end is me being killed by one of these people because they're their grievances and their anger is just so great that, they're willing to kill someone over potentially stealing one of their friends' ideas, just chomping at the bit. So, and that portion was a parody of an actual situation that happened where these two content creators decided to gang up on a shop owner and accuse her of stealing an idea and this and that, and were cussing her out on this live stream and just generally acting like the quintessential mean girls. And so that was supposed to be a direct parody of that actual thing that did happen, but exaggerating it, poking some fun. So I had a blast. I would do it again. But luckily we'll get to it, but luckily I just don't think I'll ever be in a position where I'll see something like that again, because I just don't engage with any of that stuff anymore or at all. So I don't think I would have any more source material to do a parody video off of. But if I was still in the mix and someone like those two fools were acting a fool, I would throw on a wig and do it all over again. So I had fun. I had fun. So anyway, I think this is like a regret part of this. My personal flop is maybe, I don't know. I guess letting myself get that invested or, be in the know that much that's something that I would decide to do. Because I do like to poke fun, and I do like to be cynical and sarcastic, and, but I don't want the channel to just be all that, I would never want to have a channel that's like every video is just like, I'm calling you out for acting ridiculous or being a total bully or acting really ignorant about something or saying something really ignorant about something. So I would never turn the channel into all that. And I don't know if I would do something like that, but I'm avoiding I'm avoiding feeling the need to do something like that again, if that makes sense. I'm not saying I'm above it. I'm not putting it past me. But I'm hoping that I can just live in my own little bubble and be fine with that. So that's kind of a little personal regret of that video. Now, the other side, the other coin to that is after I posted that video, I'd say 99% of the response was people got the joke, and are comfortable seeing, taking a little ribbing or taking a little joke and being okay with it. But there is a few people, that other like 1 or 2%, that take their personas on YouTube and diamond painting and the community aspect deadly seriously. This is the most serious thing in their lives, is the alliances and the friendships, and I support this shop, but this person said this and this person did that, and I'm over here texting about this person, don't talk to them because they said, like, that's their whole life, their whole world is this delicate chess, balance of, like my camera, a very delicate balance of who you're aligned with and who think of someone that just never got out of that high school social mentality. They're still very invested on who's hurt who or who's snubbed who and blah, 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 blah. So imagine being that type of person and then seeing someone like me put some wigs on and make fun of a crafty friend of yours who is a terrible person, but is nice to you, or friendly towards you, and someone that you're aligned with or whatever, all the hubbub. So imagine being that kind of like socially inept person, seeing that. Of course you're gonna get pissed off because that's your girl, So so I got a comment from Enablers Outpost, or they posted something on their shop community page, accusing me of committing a hate crime and equating me attempting a very poor Australian accent as being the same as if they were to wear blackface on a video. And so needless to say, I thought that comment was very I guess whatever. It was I found it to be one of the more ignorant comments I've seen in regards to the content that I've created. You can say you don't like it or you thought it was stupid, but to accuse me of committing a crime and to equate someone putting on an accent for in doing a parody as the same as doing blackface, then I guess you've never seen a comedy sketch. You believe that anyone that's been on camera pretending to have an English accent or something like that, all of that is criminal, and those people should be put in prison. Hate crimes are a serious offense. I believe it's a felony. So to see that from a shop that I've come on my own channel. And keep in mind, this shop owner also all along the way was like, "There's nothing wrong with poking a little fun and blah blah." Because I didn't surprise anybody with this video. I'd been talking about it for months and months, and so the shop owner would pop onto my channel and comment, "I think that's a good idea, but making a little bit of fun is totally fine and blah blah." Like no issues. But then once I think their crafty friends or the people that they have alliances with or whatever decided that we're upset about it, then in order to show that who you who you belong to, you have to be upset too, regardless of how you actually feel. But to go out there and be like, you should be put in prison, this is the same as me wearing blackface. No, it's not. And I just thought that was a really stupid thing to say. So much so that I threw out all of my diamond painting pens from Enabler's Outpost. I had one canvas. It was called, what was it called? It was an Alphonse Mucha, and it's a flower image. I don't remember what it is. I guess I could look it up. Hold on. Jaded Gem Shop, and I'll tell you why I'm going there. What? No. Okay. I was listening back to last year's best of a vlog to remember what I had picked. Let's go Mucha. No. 25% off 2 collections. Mucha. Okay. So I had purchased Amethyst. It was from the Gems collection. Amethyst, I wanted to give it to my mom as a present, but I couldn't even stand to look at their logo anywhere or anything. I was just like, you know what? As a person, you could have not liked what I did or been disappointed or upset or whatever. But to go on your community page under your business and accuse me of committing a hate crime, I'm just like, get out of here. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I didn't even want to breathe near any of their products. So I threw everything that I had from Enabler's Outpost out, including that kit. I chucked it into the garbage with my whole arm as hard as I could. And then I ended up asking another shop to create that same kit so I could actually get it from a shop that I was willing to shop from. So yeah, that was a huge flop. They were my favorite pen of 2023, and now they are a flop, in my opinion, as far as how they decided to respond to that. And that's more of a personal thing. They are a personal flop for me. I have never had any issues with their products. I've never worked on an Enabler's Outpost kit, but I've never had any issues with their pens or anything like that. I just, as much as my video might have rubbed them the wrong way, or their friends or whoever you have your cliques, whoever in their clique was not appreciative of that video, I thought that response was just a little wild. And so I just decided I'm going to go ahead and write them off. So yeah, that's all of my flops for 2024. And that's not to encourage or discourage anyone from getting a Diamond Art Club tray, heading over to Diamond Art Emporium. Do whatever you want with your time, your money, your decisions. You could love a lot of the things that are on my not so hot list. That is totally fine by me. I'm not trying to encourage or discourage anybody from anything, but reflecting back on the year, those are some things that stand out as like, yuck. So yeah. Okay. All right, and then number 7, biggest lesson learned in crafting this year. Apollo's looking at me like, isn't it a time? We're supposed to, you've been off work. We're supposed to be walking right now. Hold on, let me drop a couple more drills here. There we go. These Ys in this kit are always extra hidden. They like to sneak their way in areas. I'm like, hey, I thought I got all of you. Okay, I think that's all of them. All right. Question number 7, and this is kind of steps out of the best and worst, and this is just kind of more abstract thinking question. I asked it last year. Biggest lesson learned in crafting this year. Biggest lesson learned in crafting this year. So for me, I think I learned that being myself, having fun, and kind of playing with that creative, weird side of me and stepping out of comfort zones and stepping out of like the normal lane when it comes to diamond painting content. For me, it's always the better path than trying to fall in line, trying to appease everyone, be kind of middle of the road, or trying to appeal to the diamond painting like cool crowd. I've never been that person in the past. I'll never be that person. And I just can't be that person when it comes to content creation. Yeah, I'm not going to do the stuff that everyone approves of or is on the list of like, these are okay topics and video styles to do specific to crafting, or if you're going to claim to be part of the diamond painting community, then this is how it works. No, thank you. I think I've learned this year that disconnecting with the broader diamond painting community and just kind of focusing on my own channel and the people that watch my content, that's made me so much happier. It's made me feel so much freer to be creative, or just come up with random weird ideas and not think about, did somebody already do this? Who is this potentially going to rub the wrong way? Because, XYZ, like, let me make sure that it's okay that I do this thing. I just don't do any of that. As long as it feels right to me and it falls within my morals and I know where my heart is and intentions are and all of that stuff. And as long as I'm checking off my own internal boxes, and not straying outside of that in terms of like, oh, I'm going to do this to be particularly malicious to someone, or I'm going to copy this video idea because this person got a ton of views off of it, or anything, as long as I'm following my own moral compass in terms of content, then that's all I have to go off of. I really just don't care what is deemed okay by by other content creators or like the broader community. I don't belong to any group chats. I don't belong to any discords. I don't belong to anything like that where I'm involved in the scuttlebutt or drama or hearing about this or that, or did you know? I don't participate in 0%. 0%. I don't participate in any of that. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And I just think it's a little, I don't know. I think for community support, it's fine, but it's too easy to fall down the rabbit hole of like dramatic stuff. And I've been told like there's certain chat groups and discords that are drama free, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm just not interested. So I'm just going to keep doing my own thing. And I'm going to kind of carve out my own space. And if that means that I'm not I'm not part of the community, then I guess I'm not. And I really don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here doing what I love and enjoying it, and enjoying having folks like you all that listen to and watch my videos and interact with me, having you around. If there was one of you or if there was a million of you, I'm still this is such a valuable outlet for me. So I don't know. I'm having a really good time this year. And now that I sit back and think of it, I'm like, I really haven't really talked to very many content creators, like really just like 4 or 5 in the entire year. Here and there, like actively, just because I don't know. I think I take more value out of responding to my viewers, all of you all, everyone watching. I take more joy responding to your comments and engaging with everyone in that aspect. And I think my social battery is filled with more in-person, like real life friendships and connections than it is in engaging in like the content creator community, I guess. There's a couple people I love hearing from and I love collaborating with and I love reaching out to and saying hi to occasionally, but I'm not in the mix like I used to be in 2022 and in a good portion of 2023 where like I was living it. I was in everybody's lives and then chatting with people on Instagram after a live or, being part of some kind of group chat or text chain. I wanted to be in with the cool crowd. And I just learned that it sucks the life out of me. It sucks the life out of me. Like I can be friendly and I can be cordial and I can be very intermittent with my communication with majority of crafty pals. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be all in, I've got other stuff going on. And anytime I go all in, it ends up just leading to drama and I don't like it. So take that. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's kind of my biggest takeaway is like, I am a content creator that focuses on that creates content around my life. And it's not part of a larger community. I'm just here doing my own thing with the people that engage with me on my channel. And I don't really care about anything else. So sorry. But yeah, I mean, and then having said that, I'm going to tag some people because there's some folks that I really do like hearing from and like listening to, but I'm very picky and I'm very selective now. I'm not trying to win any sort of popularity contest here at all. In fact, I will actively try to drive more people away. That's how you grow a channel. Okay, all right, last one. So, okay, last one. What is one thing you're looking forward to in 2025 regarding diamond painting? Easy. I'm looking forward to Mia's wizard event. I was just listening to her whip and chat that she titled "Picking a Name for My Event," and I was like, oh, she picked one. And then I get to it, and she like presented a list of options. I'm like, Mia, I thought I was gonna have a name by the end of this. So I'm waiting for her to land on a name for her event, but I'm just calling it Mia's Wizards Event, Wizard 2025. Mia's Wizards 2025. I'm not good sometimes I'm good at picking names, but I can't think of one off the bat for that. So that's probably the main thing I'm looking forward to because I'm really looking forward to supporting Mia during this event and showing some love, but I cannot wait to get to Wizard's Spell. I have it all kitted up. I bought my enhancement drills. I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for the gun to go off. And that starts January 1st it's January and February of 2025. So if you're not familiar, head over to Mia's channel, Mia's Life with KFS, to learn a little bit more about it. I'm assuming she'll have a kickoff or announcement video at some point. So just subscribe to the channel regardless if you haven't already. It's a good time over there. Mia's awesome. If I had to pick a favorite content creator of 2024, I won't make that another question because I don't want to make people pick, but I love who I connect with frequently. I love all my peeps, but Mia's great and her channel is awesome. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that event. That'd probably be my number one. And then all the other ones kind of fall into a general number 2 category. If I get the chance to do Jaded Jamboree again, Summer with the Masters again, if I do another Muka Mania, I should probably be diamond painting. 49, sorry. 3756. If I get to do another Muka Mania, I won't do another A Question of Reality event. That's kind of a one and done, but I will most likely pick another specific kit to do a paint along with. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'd love to do maybe an Ivy Dollamore one, or maybe a Yume Art one. If Diamond Art Club releases Apocalyptic Garden by Ivy Dollamore, then that will immediately be the pick. I just don't know if they're going to release it anytime soon. I pray every night that they'll release that kit, but hasn't happened yet. Everyone send some good juju my way that they release Apocalyptic Garden. And if you have seen that image, I'll put it up on the screen, and you do like it, and you feel so inclined, and you think, I would like to have that as a diamond painting too, then maybe reach out to Diamond Art Club and their licensing and say, hey, I know myself and one other person would love to see this finally get produced. Like, anything you can do to help me. Don't go to them and say, Anthony told me to message you guys about Apocalyptic Garden. I don't want to come off as desperate, but I'm so desperate. I want that kit. I feel like if I had that kit, it would finally give me enough motivation to just churn everything off, just to churn off my apps and my notifications for new products, because I keep telling myself, don't do that, and then you're going to miss out on Apocalyptic Garden. But all that does is leave me open to buying other stuff because I'm not getting the one I want because the Apocalyptic Garden hasn't been released. I really want that image. I really want that kit so bad. I sent it to licensing, I think, back in April or May, and I know it takes a while, but even if they were to like say, hey, it's on the books for 2027, at least I know that it's coming. But there's also a chance that they looked at that and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that one. And so I would also like to know that, because then I can put that to bed, put it to rest. But I hope they release it. Anyway, okay, well, that's all of the questions. There were 8 questions. Favorite diamond painting kit of the year. Favorite diamond painting event of the year, and what kit did you work on for that event? Favorite diamond painting shop of the year, include as many or as few as you'd like. Favorite artist of the year. Favorite video that you uploaded this year, or favorite video that you watched this year. Biggest diamond painting flop of the year. Biggest lesson learned in crafting this year, and what is one thing you're looking forward to in 2025 regarding diamond painting? So 8 questions. Yeah, I'd like to tag a couple of content creators because I would just personally love to hear their responses and they came to mind. However, if you're feeling like, hey, Anthony, why didn't you ask me? Just know that I am asking you. I could go down my list of everyone on YouTube that I'm subscribed to and just call out everyone's names, but you know that I'm not trying to pick favorites or be picky here. I encourage everyone to participate and make sure to use the hashtag best of 24 DP, best of 24 DP, best of 24 DP. I'll put it in the description box. Put that in your video. That way it links you to everybody else that's doing this tag. And then I'm happy to watch it, share it. I will put a playlist together where I list everyone that's done it. That would be really cool. So please do not feel left out. And I know a lot of people sometimes feel like, unless my name was said explicitly, I don't know if I should do it. I am telling you right now explicitly, do it. Do you hear me? Do it. I'm inviting you to the party. You can come to Olive Garden with me. That's what I'm saying. Please, please get in the car already. Gosh. Okay, but here's the people just the three that came to mind. Mia, I'd love for you to respond to these tag questions. Rachel Ray, I'd love for you to respond to these tag questions. That would be awesome. And then Elisa Marie of Elisa Marie Designs, I'd love to hear your responses to these tag questions as well. So those are I just wanted to pick three. I just picked three at, first few people that came to mind. Mainly just the first, I was talking to Mia about it. I asked Rachel last year, and then Elisa Marie's, some of her videos are on my need to watch next list because I need to get caught up. So those are some of the reasoning, but please, I'm being serious. Please just do it. I don't want anyone to feel left out. That's not, I almost just didn't want to pick anyone specifically and just say, you all go do it. That way no one feels like left out, but just do it. Just please. You're already making me feel bad by thinking that you shouldn't. How about that? And I live in a constant sense of guilt. So please don't put that on me. Okay. All right. Well, it's been fun. It was a fun year with some mostly positive, majority positive experiences, but some flops. And I think that that's fine to be transparent about those and candid. But I think that's such is life, and I'm just lucky that I have somewhere to share some of that with everyone. And I have some folks that know not to take it too deadly seriously. And we're all just diamond painting and having a good time. So, yeah. All right. Well, that'll be it. Don't forget to subscribe, share this. We literally got nothing done on this canvas, but it's okay. Don't forget to subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.